Hey everyone, just kind of learning this song and had to do a few little splices there to edit out some of the bad stuff. But I have written a little chart on this, and let me just see if I can find it here because I got a few other songs I'm going to try to record today. And here it is. And so this is Manhattan Transfer's version of the song Candy, and I think it was on their first album or one of their very first albums back in the 70s. And this was one of the first songs I ever tried to do stride piano on. And, I just kind of figured it out from the recording the other day and wrote out a little chart here. So this is definitely not a beginner video. There's a ton of modulations and some bad key signatures in here. But I'm just going to go, and of course, the whole arrangement there is down in the description if you'd like to print it out. This is not going to be a beginner video at all because I'm doing kind of stride piano. Our key signatures have 4 flats and 6 flats, and there's some reharm in here. I'm just going to go over a few things that I think are really interesting about this chart. And some of them have to do with the Re-Harmonizations. There's a reharm in here I truly don't understand, but it seems to work. So pretty typical kind of introduction, and also I would say the first verse doesn't have anything too tricky in it. The bridge goes to a weird place. If we're in A flat major, and it ends on A flat major, the A section. So it's kind of a nice little move here to get to the bridge, which really goes to a pretty unrelated key. It goes like to F, right? Well, F isn't that unrelated. F minor is in the key of A flat major, but F major. So we come into it like this. 1, 4, 3, 2, and then the 3 of F. That's all pretty typical, but check out this. We're trying to get back to the beginning of the A section, which is B flat minor. We could substitute that, make that B flat dominant, and that's where they're going. But they're going to use the minor 7 flat 5 chord instead, because it's almost the same chord. But they get to that chord by starting on that chord. So I thought that was kind of neat. A little bit of typical reharm there. Oh. And then we have a modulation into the wonderful key of G flat major. So how do we get there? We get there like this. And of course, we're going to the 2 chord. So it's pretty easy to get there just by going 3, 6, 2, 5, and go to A flat minor. And that's the 2 chord in G flat. But here's some of the really weird reharmonizations. So typically, to get to G flat, you would go 2, 5, like that. You could also go get there by way of the G chord like that. But to go like this, how does C lead to F sharp? How does C lead to G flat? It really doesn't, but there's enough chromatic motion here, that moving a half step from there to there, a half step from there to there, and a half step from there to there, that it works. It doesn't work according to any kind of dominant harmony type of theory, but at least not that I can tell, but it works. So something to add, a new technique for reharmonization. It's flat 2, flat 5 to the 1 chord, if there's enough chromatic motion to make it work. And then there's another nice little change right after that. All right, and then we go to get to, instead of like that, it's, I like to keep the B kind of without that augmented note there. I think that sounds stronger for some reason, but either way. And then it's just a kind of a nice little way of getting to the bridge. And this is a really great way check out how the arrangement goes. All right, that's really going through a long way on the cycle there to get to where you want to go. And then this is nice as well. All right. And then walking up, back where we need to be. Now that's a typical backdoor way of getting to the 1, but it's particularly nice because we've got the sharp 11, and then a regular 11, and then the 1 chord. And this is not a great key for me in particular, so I worked out a riff, and then I want to do something like get up to the tag ending, and the tag ending is very typical too. A little back and forth, up a minor third, a little back and forth. And then a nice way of ending here, a typical thing is to put a super triad on here, but the voicing and the orchestration is particularly nice, so it's kind of like this. Oops. So there you are, Candy. A song I plan to practice every day, for at least the next 2 weeks and really get it under my fingers. And 2 good versions to listen to would be Chet Baker, who sings it and plays it, and also Lee Morgan, another great trumpet player, Lee Morgan. What? Oh, and I also have a chart out of another fake book that I found. It's in a different key. It's 2 flats, so key of B flat, I guess. Changes are quite different in the older version there.